Not too bad of a day today. Wasn't any sunrise. Me and my wonderful finger walking around. I'll throw some bales in there. They might have enough to get through the night, but yeah, they move the feeders around too much. Shake stuff, that don't need to happen. No more new babies yet. And yeah, I was holding the phone with my left hand, now it's in my right hand. It's just cold enough that my finger's getting cold. I mean, is that a bad thing? Yeah, maybe not, but I know I want it to heal, so I don't want it to get too damn cold. And our resident pair of geese. I wish I was just in Mom's house. I wish I'd have had the camera out and ready when I walked out, because they flew right over the house. There. Right there. They still keep the rest of them out of here. And, oh, why is she standing outside? She's not one on my radar yet. Not really bagging. There's been one standing out here almost every day. I don't know why. Sometimes they just do that. Working on figuring out what I need for some hoses so I can get that steering column mounted, because once it's in there, you can't get up to the valve. It's all got to go together first, and the hose has got to hang out. So I'm kind of getting to where I need to take some of this here apart. And yeah, you want to talk about a cluster of adapters to make that work. I don't know why we did it that way, but that's the way it was. I'm hoping to either get O-ring fittings in a 90 on a swivel, or instead of 45s like that one, do a 90-degree. But if I do a 90, I got to come off with a 45 for part of them, off of the 90. So it could be interesting. Depends on what I can find in town. And I think that was a new valve when we built this buggy. I don't remember for sure. It's a little longer valve than the other, I think. But like I said before, that one was all original. We'll assume it steered appropriately. This one actually was a little on the stiff side for steering. The wheel didn't turn too awful far, and of course it's got a lot shorter cylinder on it. But yeah, I still got to strip this stuff off too, eventually. Not at the top of my list at the moment. Probably save the transfer case, just because you never know what you want to build. Just a good gearbox. But I know this front end's shot. It's hamburger inside the pumpkin. Both ends been rebuilt I don't know how many times, and I know there can't be much left of them again. Rear end's probably alright, but yeah, this thing started life in Ohio. Had a plow on the front. You know what it was in. I mean, when it acted as a fertilizer buggy and a sprayer, it didn't get fertilizer clear up here at the front. But the front of the frame doesn't look any different than the back. And I might redo that ugly mount. I don't know. I want to try to make it so it isn't sticking out too far. I got to remember how that sucker was mounted too. I mean, I know part of it. I think this was piggybacked on with this one, I think. But it might have been with the other one. I don't know. Get it in there, get it cleaned up, see what it looks like. You know how it goes. That was an afterthought because it needed the back support. Oh well. I'll go finish figuring and go from there. We're made it to town today. But I did find a material I need to block that spare tank up. That's 7-inch frame. Sure don't need it on there anymore. Got all my steering stuff off. It's laying on the floor in the shop. Take it apart yet and throw some plugs in some holes and see what I actually have for some hydraulic lines. And figure what to do with this. I know where it's going to end up, just not today. I might take the hitch off the back yet. It can bolt onto the new buggy. We'll see. Don't need the pin in it now because I can't pick it up from there now anyway. So I'm gonna knock that stuff apart and find a place to stick it. Get it out of my way. Need a big dumpster here from the scrap outfit. Don't quite have enough stuff to throw in one yet. Not until I tear apart the rest of that cotton picker. Then there'll be some. There's a bunch of that ain't much good. But I'm gonna move that stuff around now and then probably bring you back, I suppose. Show you something. Probably should check cows while I'm in here too. Try to do that every couple hours. Come in here and listen to them complain because they think it's time to eat. Not quite time to eat yet, but dog? Whiskey's being an idiot. Wants to walk right in front of me and stop and smell the manure that fell off somebody's feet. And there's the new baby. Honest, I have not seen her up today until right now. I did watch her eat last night. When I was checking cows, I come in and Mama had cleaned and baby was eating. I was good with that. That she's been laying in that corner underneath Mama's head every time I've been in the barn. She's been in different positions, so I know she's gotten up and turned around. But and all these girls, they think it's time to go out there and eat. You can kind of see the one just the other side of that wall with her tail going. That's that cow we had in because she was lame and she was so close. She still hasn't done anything. And finally, I think there's 3 of these heifers that are starting to look like you can run a freight train through. Last 2-3 days, all of a sudden they loosened up good. But, I mean, we've had them look that way for 6 weeks, and calf will come out when it's ready. Same with the cows. Oh, BP, was showing how, they'll drop a little at the back and this, that, the other thing, all the subtle little changes, but a lot of those times, those changes can happen and it can still be another week or 2. So, I always figure if their teats are dripping and the hooves are hanging out, there's a calf coming. Keep an eye on them though. Usually they'll lose their plug, caramel colored mucus, about 2 weeks ahead of time. But, we used to be able to really judge it off that. Probably the last 5 or 6 years, we've had them lose some of that caramel colored mucus like 2 months ahead of time. And you're wondering what the hell's going on, and finally they have a calf. But 'tis what it is. They come out when they come out. That sucks. For some reason my phone decided I had a size limit on my video. I ended up having to dump it because it didn't come out completely. That's the new baby. She got up and moved up here. She seems pretty sleepy. Her breathing looks all right. Since we figured she was preemie, she got some meds to help her out with that, so there's not much we can do other than watch her and keep an eye on her. But the other 3 were all standing right here at the gate staring at me when I came down the first time, so it was kind of neat. And I told about our overhead water lines in here that I just got done draining. Took the trough out from down below that we had. It's sitting right there where it's close if we need it. And got the overhead from the faucet behind me down to that head gate drained. And there's another one that jumps into it at the head gate and goes back up and down below the wall and cuts across into the bottom of the cow part over there in the corner. That's already drained, so I don't got to worry about that. But I've already replaced this one up here once. The kids were 7 or 8, somewhere in there, and they were spreading straw in here, and one runs up to the shop and tells me that it's raining in the barn. And I'm like, well, yeah, it was frosted. All the condensation freezes, and when the sun hits the roof, it starts dripping. And they're going, no, we got soaked. Yeah, as soon as it warmed up when it froze, and I didn't know that that line up there had anything in it. 30 feet of that line split wide open, completely douched them. So, anyway, my day's about done. I'm going to go move the cut up chassis in front of the shop, and then I'm going to go in. Oh, I guess I probably need to come back down and throw some hay in for these girls. But then I'm going to go in. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I hope you caught my earlier video. Murphy Law and his family sent us a surprise care package. Way too many sweets, but you know, eventually we'll get them all eat up.